Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's What's Up Wednesday interview series, where we meet with guests of our network and share resources out to our industry. Today, we have Jennifer with us. She's the direct access of registered dental hygienist at Dental at Your Door, and she's going to be going over all kinds of things, oral health, and best practices regarding that for young children. So hi, Jennifer, welcome, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Hello, and thank you so much for having me today.
Absolutely. So kick us off today by just briefly explaining your role and how long you've been with Dental at Your Door.
Wonderful. So I'm the owner of Dental at Your Door, and we are a direct access dental hygiene service that creates pop-up clinics in your child care centers.
So cool.
I've been a registered dental hygienist for 24 years, and I've owned Dental at Your Door for 6 years.
Okay. Awesome. So kind of why is it important, just to break it down to the bare bones, why is it important to instill good oral health in children at such an early age?
Absolutely. It is super important to start as soon as that tooth first erupts, to instill good oral hygiene as that child goes into their teenage years and into adulthood. Everything that we do for prevention, such as brushing and flossing and getting your teeth cleaned every 6 months, is honestly going to prevent tooth loss and dentures as an adult.
Awesome. So what are some crucial kind of oral health habits that families and children can ensure they're doing, specifically kind of starting young at that young age?
Absolutely. So there's the two biggest things that parents really need to do is, A, you need to brush your child's teeth 2 times a day. If the child doesn't have teeth yet, it's important to just at least put your finger in a wet washcloth and just wipe inside the gums, trying to remove that bacteria, plaque, and sugar that's in the mouth. The second most important thing is, in a child's bottle or sippy cup at nap time, there should never be anything other than water. Milk, breast milk, almond milk, pop, soda, apple juice, orange juice, you name it, all of that stuff being put in your child's bottle or sippy cup at bedtime will cause baby bottle tooth decay or baby bottle rot. We have an image of that. I'm not sure if you want to put that up on the screen right now. That'll be that very first image. So this is where we just go over.
That's wild.
Yep. So the sugar. So basically, when we are talking all day long and we're eating food and we're maybe chewing gum, things like that, the cheeks and the lips and the food sliding over the teeth are actually cleansing the teeth. But at night, when the baby goes to sleep and everything is just sitting still, that is when all that little bacteria comes out and the sugar, and they attack the teeth. And so it's very common to have on the top front teeth. So this is why it's very important to, once a month, you need to grab your child's lip and lift it up. And you can see possibly on the next slide there. Very, very important to lift the lip. So on the image here, this is actually one of our adorable little child care center babies that was willing to be the model for this image. Yes. But this is what you need to do, is to lift the lip, and you want to make sure that you're just seeing beautiful white teeth. You don't want to see any chalky appearance or any little brown spots. Those are all signs that cavities are forming, and you need to get to the dentist right away to have that fixed.
Wow, that's intense. I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So everyone thinks, oh, they're baby teeth, they're going to fall out, but that's not true. These baby teeth hold the place for the permanent teeth to come in that same position. So a lot of times, if a baby tooth is pulled too soon, you really run the risk of that adult tooth kind of not knowing exactly where to go. Its little follow the leader is gone, and you can have a lot of crowding. It can cause speech problems. It really hurts the child's self-confidence to not have that attractive white smile. And of course, pain and missed days of school, all because of tooth pain or having to go to the dentist. So it's important. Everything can be prevented. All childhood cavities can be prevented with good home care and knowledge of the parent.
Yeah, no kidding. So what are some tips for families and children who maybe don't like to brush their teeth or maintain that oral health in general? Kind of what's something that they can...
Yeah, we see that a lot. So one thing is you want to make sure that your child is seeing you brush, seeing you floss. Maybe you guys do it together as a family. Sometimes you have to make it fun and get silly when they're little. You may have to do a little tap dance while you're brushing your teeth. You may have to hum a little lullaby while you're brushing your teeth. But some other really cool things that they have, the technology right now is wonderful. There are apps on your phone, and one of them that I love so much is called Brush Up.
Okay.
And I think that later on we'll have a slide for that, but where you'll actually take a photo of your child and their face will be there. And this cute little, well, I'm not sure what he is. He's a friendly little monster. And let's see, we're getting to that slide.
I see what you mean.
Oh, I think we put it on another.
Was it?
Well, there's our those are our little children that are at the facilities where we provide this on-site care. So when parents sign that permission slip, it is a real dental visit that the child is getting with real education. So that's Mr. Dino in the middle there, and he has teeth, and we teach how to brush. This is our little dental setup with my assistants.
That's so crazy. That's so cool. But like you said, it's just a pop-up. That's awesome.
It is. It's a pop-up, and it really breaks the ice for these kiddos so that there it is. So when this is actually in action, that little blue friendly little mouth, he is hopping around and he's teaching you how to brush all of those little sugar bugs off of the teeth, but you can put your child's face in there instead of mine. So that's called Brush Up.
Brush Up. Okay.
App on the phone. Yeah.
That's incredible. I've never heard of that. That's really cool.
Yeah. Everybody has to try it. Even as an adult, it's super silly and fun. And it's whatever gets the kids to brush is what we want.
Absolutely. Yeah. No kidding.
One other thing I wanted to point out is, so parents are really supposed to brush their child's teeth until the child is able to tie their own shoes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So when we brush our teeth, as adults, you know, we can get the forehand, the backhand, the in the back, in the front. We can get everything. Children just do not have the dexterity of moving their wrist around that we do. So we like the child to brush, but mom or dad is always going to have to go in either before the child or after the child and actually do the really good job.
Okay. No, that's huge because the dexterity. I always forget about that. You don't have that from the get-go.
You don't have the forehand and backhand the way we do.
Right. So adults typically go to the dentist every 6 months or so regularly. So how often should children be going, or kind of what's that age they start?
Exactly the same.
Okay.
Everybody needs to get their teeth cleaned at a minimum of every 6 months. The maximum of every 6 months. There are some adults that get their teeth cleaned every 3 months.
Okay.
The children need to be every 6 months. And honestly, as soon as that first tooth erupts, which is typically going to be that bottom front tooth, it's time to pull the lip, make sure that there's, no brown spots or white chalky spots on the teeth. And you want to get that child to the dentist for what we at least call a happy visit. Okay. And that is even if the teeth are not able to be cleaned, it's just that experience of being in the dental chair, riding up and down, getting comfortable. So, we hope that this never happens, but the child falls down and bumps their tooth. And now you're in an emergency situation and you're having to rush that child in for emergency treatment. It's always best if the child is already familiar with that dentist and is comfortable with that office. So going there is not a big deal when they're already under so much trauma from that little accident.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that's interesting. I still, from these every week, I learn so much more even than I had expected to. So if people, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, you can scroll through the next slide.
Yeah, absolutely.
See what we're at. Yep, the lift the lip. So we talked about that. Okay. So this is, again, these are some images. And unfortunately, this is some of the children that we have seen at the child care centers that we have referred for advanced care. But this is what that baby bottle tooth rot looks like.
Wow.
The bottom image is something that's starting to decay, where it gets a little yellow and white chalky.
Mm-hmm.
But these other images that you see, especially image number 2, where you have that dark spot right in between the two front teeth, that is the most typical spot where you would see that baby bottle tooth decay.
Wow. Okay.
And it is very painful, and it can affect the adult teeth. It can cause speech problems, low self-esteem,
Mm-hmm.
and missed days of school, taking the child to repair things like this.
Right.
And like I mentioned before, all the things that cause this, formula, milk, breast milk, even almond milk and coconut milk, have sugar in it. And then the other things that you can see I have listed in there, even rubbing honey on your child's teeth. Some people will do things to soothe teething, and using sugary things like honey is an absolute no-no. The other thing I wanted to touch on for our parents that have really small children is that the bacteria that causes cavities is highly contagious from adult to child.
Mm-hmm.
So when the pacifier falls on the ground and mom or dad or even the caregiver say, oops, and they go to pick it up and they think that I'm going to clean this before I put it back in the child's mouth, you've actually just given that child more bacteria than what was on the ground.
They've made it worse.
Made it worse. So you don't ever want to clean the pacifier with your own mouth, and you don't want to share utensils, straws and forks. That bacteria is easily given to your child who does not have the immunity built up like adults do.
Right.
And now you've given that cavity-causing bacteria to your child.
Directly to your child. Wow.
Yes.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah.
Makes sense, though. Definitely makes sense.
What to look for here. So this is just the signs on how the cavities will start. So they typically start as demineralization, which are really white chalky marks. So you can kind of see in image number 2, right at the gum line, how it looks a little chalkier white.
Mm-hmm.
That is the tooth giving you a warning sign that it wants to turn into a cavity. And it's time to go to the dentist. And then as it progresses, you can see as it turns brown, it's definitely time to go to the dentist immediately to have those fixed.
Wow. I have my next appointment in February, and this is making me want to go like today.
Today, yes, exactly. Just go get checked out.
Oh my goodness.
This just goes over brushing your child's teeth, what we spoke about earlier, making sure that you're brushing until they're able to tie their own shoes around age 7. How you want to brush your child's teeth it's a lot easier when they get a little older, around the age 3 or 4, to be behind the child. Have the child in front of you. Then it's almost like you're brushing your own teeth.
Your own, right.
Trying to brush away from you, you're brushing the child's teeth. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
This is important with the amount of toothpaste that you're going to use. So when the child is really small, when they just get their first tooth up until about age 2, you just want to use a little grain size of toothpaste. Very, very small grain of rice. And then after the child gets to about age 3 and knows to spit, you can go to a pea size amount of toothpaste.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay.
These are just some options that are on the market for brushing your child's teeth, or gums if they don't have teeth. A lot of these things are sold at, your local, Walmart,
Right.
Target. You can also get on Amazon, where you just put your finger in one of these little rubber stimulators, and you're just going to go up and you're going to sweep the gums. And then of course a child-sized toothbrush. And if you don't have any of those things, you can just simply put your finger in a washcloth, wet it, and just go ahead and do a sweep in the mouth.
We did the same. Okay.
So this does have, and I don't want this to scare anybody from, not taking your child in, but there are severe consequences. So there is a mom that was arrested recently for her 4-year-old child's teeth that were severely rotten. But the situation was, mom was told that she needed to do something and she didn't. And it went on and on and on for several months. So if you bring your child to the dentist and they have some cavities, you are not going to get in trouble. This is supervised neglect. This is, what's going on. You can see that your child's teeth are completely rotten and you're not taking action to fix it.
Right. Okay.
This is something we spoke about earlier too,
Yep.
about passing harmful bacteria to your baby by sharing utensils and pacifiers. We definitely don't want to do that. And then this is just a recap. Please make sure you lift your child's lip once a month. Just grab that upper lip and you want to pull it up, making sure that you're not seeing any of those white spots or brown spots. You also want to look for plaque. Plaque has the consistency of almost like a light mashed potato layer that's on the teeth.
Mm.
That's the bacteria that will cause gingivitis and cavities. So you want to make sure that the teeth are really shiny and glossy, that they don't have any film on there. That's the plaque that you want to be sure you're brushing off.
Okay. Okay. All right. I think that was it note-wise.
Yeah.
I can stop that share now. Awesome. That was great. I can include the a link to those slides too as resources. But if there's anywhere that the early childcare industry wants to go to for resources or questions regarding oral health, kind of where's a good place that you can send them to for that?
Yeah. So on our website, dentalatyourdoor.com, I have a little tab that is educational videos.
Oh, perfect.
And a little bit of it is on adult care, but a lot of it is on pregnant mom, new mom, and child care toothbrushing habits.
Okay, perfect.
So right on our website. And those are just links to YouTube videos.
Oh, awesome.
And then I can't say enough to try to download the app Brush Up to have fun with your child with brushing their teeth. Yeah.
That's super cool. That was new to me. I may even do it.
Yeah, exactly. It's fun.
All right. Well, just to wrap up here, I'll kind of leave it open for you if you want to share any final thoughts, suggestions, your own like billboard slogan, whatever you want to tell the industry right now watching.
No, I want to thank all the parents for those that have signed the permission slips to allow us to care for your children in the facility. We know it's hard as a working parent to take time out of your day to take your child to a dentist. So if we can at least do that 6-month cleaning and checkup for them on site, we will send your child home with a goodie bag and with a little dental report card so that you know what your child had done that day. And if there are any recommendations for advanced care for cavities, that we'll include that in the report card so that you know where to take your child to a trusted dental office to have a new dental home for them.
Great. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Jen. This was some crucial information. I was so surprised we haven't had any dental oral hygiene topic on here yet. So this was amazing. I'm so glad we did this. Thank you again so much for your time, and we'll give you your day back. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye.